front row seat to the Power Trip Morning Show. Program password and exclusive KFAN interviews. Catch the moments, reactions, and behind-the-scenes fun you can't get on the radio alone. Watch at KFAN.com/watch, powered by Quantum Fiber Internet.
Let me ask you a question. What's that behind-the-scenes stuff that you can't see anywhere else? Well, how much fun is it? What is it all about?
Well, I mean, we can watch you play Program Password and watch you eat in the middle of Program Password as opposed to just hearing it on the radio.
I see. I get it.
We're just using multiple senses here.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We touch all the senses.
Sensory overload.
Sensory overload is what we fantasy football sensory overload. That's what Chart should have called it. Time for 5-3-4 now on the Fan.
Time now for 5 questions. Well, actually 3, but 5 sounds like more than 4. Brought to you by Willow River Company. Question number 1. And now it's time to go in the trenches.
NFL football is officially back. The Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers face each other in the Hall of Fame game tonight in Canton. It's at 7 p.m. on NBC. Common, will you be watching NFL football tonight?
What
and
time is it again? Can you think of 2
better opponents? Cardinals versus Panthers.
Yeah, what time is the game again?
7 p.m. tonight on NBC.
I can't say I won't turn it on, at least look at it for a little bit. But, I mean, it's not like if you said, hey, if my wife says you need to sort the socks, I'd opt for that. Paint dry, but other than that, I might watch a little bit. How about you? Any interest at all?
No, I don't think I will be watching it.
Okay. It's beneath you.
Well, I'm at the spot where I just have other stuff to watch. I'm still trying to catch up on, now the Wild and Wolves actually make somewhat deeper playoff runs.
You're still watching their games that you pre-recorded and didn't get to?
All of the shows, just actual shows that I haven't been able to watch or catch up on because I watched too much Wild hockey.
Okay.
And watched too much Minnesota playoff sports. I'm still trying to catch up on a bunch of that before the football season, so I'd rather watch that than.
What are some of those shows?
Right now I've been watching The Hawk on Netflix. It's the Will Ferrell golf show. So I'm about halfway through that. I don't know, I wrote them all down. There's some documentary. I want to watch the Lorne Michaels documentary. Where's my list?
How about the Common Man documentary? Around with the Common Man.
Where do I find that?
Well, you're on it. There's a indie film guy actually made real movie posters, and I have one. You're on it, starring the Common Man, Dan Cole, Tenna B, Lil B, Corey Cove. We're all listed on it. It's pretty cool looking because it's like it's just laid out exactly when you go to the movie theater and you see all the upcoming features. It's laid out exactly like it. It's really cool.
Also, the World Series of Poker, the champion was crowned last night, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. But I have it on DVR, so I'd like to watch that. I'd rather watch that than Cardinals-Panthers preseason game where none of the starters are going to go. I'm
going to break down Cardinals-Panthers tomorrow, and then you're not going to be able to...
No, I won't be able to...
You won't be able to contribute.
No.
All right.
But, I could just read something and then act like I actually watched the game and just use that information.
Yeah.
If you want me to do that
instead. It's been done before.
Yeah.
Question number 2. Vision for the division. The division.
I'm late on 5-3-4 today.
Huh?
Because you told me that anytime you're light on 5-3-4, I'm a little light,
but also we haven't done it in a while, and we got to get through them before the season starts. We haven't got to the NFC yet, so we're capping off the AFC today. Common. The AFC East, Who will win and what's your rank? What's your vision for that division?
The question should be, Common, can you name the teams in the NFC East? Or AFC East, let's see, would be Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, Jets.
Jets, Jets.
Remember when it used to be just automatic to say Patriots?
Yeah. Well, then lately it's been automatic say Buffalo, but that changed last year.
And we might be going back to being automatic to say Patriots. How long has Josh Allen and the Bills been in contention now? It's going on 5, 6, 7 years.
This entire Mahomes run.
Yeah. And, it sort of reminds me of the old Bills, except the old Bills at least got further. I think it's well documented. Most people know, even if you weren't around then, 4 consecutive big game losses, 4 in a row. And, they were the lovable. And, I was, especially if you lose a couple, you're kind of pulling for them, right? Because I'm certainly not going to root for Dallas, for crying out loud. So I was always pulling for the Bills and then I kind of like the Bills. I don't know why. I guess because they're the New York
losers.
Yeah, well, they're the New York-based team nobody cares about. They're in Buffalo, New York, not in New York, the city that never sleeps, right? Top of the heap, number 1. And so, but now I'm just getting.
And they got Dakota Clippers there.
Yeah, and I'm just getting tired of them. I just don't care about them anymore. So, but of course, I don't like New England either. Of course, with Belichick and Brady gone, there's not as much of it. And I've said this before. It's not that I don't appreciate greatness. People, why don't you root for them? Why do you not like the Brady? But don't you appreciate greatness? Yeah, but I get tired of greatness unless it's coming from me, which never does. So I like moving on from things. And so now that it's a new New England, it's not Belichick Brady
anymore. It's a different type,
but yeah. It's is it Vrabel? Does he do New England?
Yes.
Vrabel, Rossini, and whoever their quarterback is. What's his name? Drake May?
Drake May.
So yeah, now that's new. So, and I think they're going to pick up where they left off. I think I'm going to say New England.
I think they're going to drop a little bit.
You do?
Yeah, I thought they were a little bit of fool's gold last year, but they had. And clearly I was wrong once they got to the playoffs. But they didn't play anyone in the regular season. They had a very easy schedule. Now, Vrabel's a good coach. Now, and who knows if any of this off-the-field stuff will affect him mentally in any way, shape, or form. But I think Buffalo's going to be back. I think New England's going to drop a little bit here this year.
All right.
And Miami's tanking. So Miami's going to be one of the 2 worst teams in the league. And the Jets are just the Jets. They're at least going to be trying. They might be somewhat competent. I don't know what Geno Smith is going to have at this stage of his career.
Did the Dolphins finally fire their coach?
Yes. Mike McDaniel he's now in Los Angeles Chargers.
All right.
Offensive coordinator.
Who is the coach from Miami now?
No idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
Question number 3. Over or under?
BetOnline has released their Big Ten Conference win totals for your Golden Gophers football team. They have them at 3.5 wins against Big Ten competition. So, Common, 3.5 wins against the Big Ten. Would you take the
over or under?
I know we took a quick glance. We skimmed the schedule a week or so ago. How many Big Ten games do they play? That seems awful low. 3.5. Don't
I
you
can
play
go through
8
them
or
all
10?
if you want.
Don't they play 8 Big Ten games for sure? 9?
9.
And they say
3.5.
Wow. Boy, we're talking bottom feeder, right? Well, go ahead.
At Washington.
That's an L.
Home to Michigan.
That's an L.
At Purdue.
I'll give them a win. 1 and 2.
Home to Iowa.
We've beaten them once under Fleck, right?
We've struggled against Iowa, but I think it's been better at least at home than on the road.
All right, then I'll give them a win. 2 and 2. I'm Ducky and Bunny.
That's very kind of you.
Thanks.
At Indiana.
That's a loss.
Home to UCLA.
They'll beat the Jabronis. We're 3 and 3.
At Penn State.
That's a loss. 3 and 4.
Home to Northwestern.
4 and 3.
At Wisconsin.
Well, I take the over.
You're taking the over.
I'm taking the over. I'm going to be a Ducky and Bunny. I'm going to start rolling the boat. I got an oar. Of course, I do have a life jacket, just in case it capsizes. Flare gun might not be a bad idea either, because some stupid with a flare gun burned the place to the ground.
No! Question number 3. It's time now 4. What's your rank?
What's your rock rank?
A 10.
What's your rock rank?
Nate Davis of USA Today put together his annual NFL uniform power rankings. He has the LA Superchargers at number 1, Raiders at 2, Saints at 3, Eagles at 4, Steelers at 5, Seahawks at 6, Rams at 7, Buccaneers at 8, Bengals at 9, and your Minnesota Vikings at number 10. Common, do you agree with his top 10 NFL uniform power rankings?
Everybody loves the Chargers uniforms. That's kind of it's been the in thing to love their uniforms for like 30 or 40 years. And I don't mind them. I like the logo, the bolt. I'm getting a little weary of the powder blue, and it's okay. There's worse. The Lions have the best uniform in pro football. I don't understand how that's not even ranked in the. He didn't even
how that's not in the top 10, I don't know.
Yeah, and especially, and then the other thing.
They're top 3.
I think so. And then, to me, you have to break it down into different categories of uniforms. You have home and away. Most home uniforms are a base white, or road uniforms are base white. But the base white with the Honolulu blue and silver trim is just so, it's a 2-syllable word, sa-wheat.
Sa-wheat.
And then I like their color rush. They're all Honolulu blue ones. Are you a color rush fan? I like the color
depends
rush.
On the uniform.
Yeah, but I like it, so...
I like when the Vikings go all white, put the white out.
Yeah, I do like white.
They kind of add like the silver.
Who was after Chargers? What was that listing?
Raiders, which they got a pretty classic uniform.
Yeah, they do. I think they're one of 2 teams, at least it used to be this way. I remember that they don't have stripes on their sleeves. And then what was the rest of the top 5?
Saints at 3, which I do like their logo. I like the logo. I like the color scheme, yeah.
The Fleur-de-Loup or something like that is the name of their logo.
Now it says Eagles at 4. That would depend on which Eagles uniform. If it's like the Kelly green from the 1990s,
I hate that.
I get it.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, when they went to like the darker forest green, like the Jalen Hurts era, no. Or maybe that's the Donovan McNabb kind of era too.
There's really nothing about the Eagles I like. Uniforms,
I don't like their fans. I know that.
There's nothing about them I like. Nothing. There's
Steelers
nothing.
at 5.
No.
Seahawks at 6.
No.
Rams at 7. There's no way the Rams should be ahead of a bunch of these teams. Buccaneers at 8.
No.
Bengals at 9, which I will say I like the Bengals helmets. Usually the uniforms don't match the helmets very well.
I like when they do the white and black stripes. Now that's
I agree. And then the Minnesota Vikings.
I think that's almost
Vikings might be up there for like one of the best logos.
I think that might be upside down. Are you sure you're not reading those uniform rankings upside down? Because that's the way I wouldn't have any of those up there.
And that's it for today's edition of 5 Questions. Well, actually 3 questions, but 5 sounds like more than 4.
Hey, brought to you by our pals at the Willow River Company. And I was telling you this earlier about your trees are very important to your landscape. And right now, Willow River Company, your outdoor living experts, free tree health assessments. So dial them up. Go to willowriver.com. They're a family-owned operation. They treat you like family. Join their family. Have them come over, and they're no charge. They're one of their. They have over 10 certified arborists. Those are tree experts, in case you didn't know. And they'll come and take a look and tell you if your trees need some tender, loving care. Take a short break. Come back. Tenneby's got a keyword to try to put $1,000 in your hand.
Yeah, the fan at BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword check at KFAN.com now for a shot to win. The keyword is check. Enter now at KFAN.com.
The
preemptive power trip morning show.
The wait is over. Minnesota Vikings football is back. Be sure to find our Mall of America street team each day at training camp for your chance to win fantastic prizes, including Mall of America mystery cards and so much more. Full details at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Text messages accepted at the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. This one says, hey, Como. Talking heads are all aroused by Drake Lindsey's top 5-10 quarterback in the country. If that is true, then some of these teams you say we struggle against is canceled by the play of the QB, don't you think? Probably not, but Chip Chair. I'm not. I just said they were going to go. Did I say they were going to go 6-3 in the Big Ten? I'm not going to go Konzemius on the bit. and say we're going to go 9-0 in the Big Ten. I thought I was already kind enough by giving them a 6-3 record or 5-4, whatever I gave them. I don't know how good Drake Lindsay is going to be. Looked good last year, but there's no guarantee that that's going to continue. You heard, I like Signetti. Did I say his name?
Yeah.
You know that, they asked, I remember the exact question, and he goes, well, I win, Google me, which I just loved. But then he took a shot at the SEC. We don't whine here. We don't pout. We don't complain in the Big Ten. He basically said the Big Ten's the best football conference. And I like that. Does he need to say it? I don't know. Does he? I don't think he says it for attention. I just think he's another one of those guys that kind of tells it like it is, and he likes to push back, and he's sticking up for his conference. And so then I don't know if they're the best conference in football. I mean, it's probably between them and the SEC, right? I don't know who else it would be. And then you've added some powers, or at least, Oregon is always good, or has been good for as long as I can remember now. And, UCLA and USC probably aren't from the olden days. I mean, back when they were still Pac-10 back in the 60s and 70s, they always had terrific teams. I know USC certainly did. In Washington, I don't know enough about, but nevertheless. So I saw...
They've had some good teams recently in the last couple of years.
Absolutely they have.
They had Michael Penix there and Roma Dunze.
Ben Gessling wrote this story today, and we talked about it yesterday because it was coming on the heels of Sir Mark Wilf addressed the media yesterday, about 5 minutes, I guess, 5-6 minutes. And the questions I thought just came out of nowhere. In the headline today, Vikings aren't for sale, owner Mark Wilf says, and the goal remains win a big game. And to me, that's not even a story. Why did anybody think that the Vikings might be for sale?
Was there any indication? I
don't think there was any indication whatsoever. The co-owner also dismissed the idea of private equity investment and celebrated Minnesota's selection to host the 2028 NFL Draft. Wilf reiterated the family has no interest in selling the team or adding private equity investors despite the franchise's rising value. Wilf also rejected the idea that the family has scaled back its financial commitment to the franchise, saying the Wilfs, quote, will do whatever it takes to make sure we have a winner. As always, he said the expectation is to compete for a big game. He said, quote, we know what success looks like, and obviously our ultimate goal is winning big game championships. Our goal, of course, is to win the division, continue in the playoffs and in Super Bowls, and that's always the gauge we have to go by. And like I say, I think most pro sports owners, look, the value of the team, and the value just seems to be accelerating at a rapid pace for all teams in all leagues, right? It's a great investment. It's, I don't know. I think it used to be back, if you bought a U.S. savings bond, that was a great investment. That's been topped by owning a National Football League team, NBA team, NHL team, whatever, because they just continue to increase in value. And, it's like we talked about yesterday, is the football team is like, I think Wilf's, I've said this before, I think most owners treat it as a hobby. This is their team. It's like it's their World Series of poker. It's like, hey, I have one of 32 teams in the National Football League, and it's my club, and I hire people to run it. I get to enjoy it. It's my team, and this is fun. It's like having your own fantasy football team. Like 10B, you play fantasy football. You like having your own fantasy football team.
Yeah.
Put it together. Well, so do they, but theirs is real. And the money's always, it's not like I don't know what the value, what are the Vikings valued at now? $1 billion?
Oh, multiple billion.
Multiple billions of dollars. So let's just say, for argument's sake, it's $5 billion. Well, in 5 years from now, it ain't going to be worth less than that. I can guarantee you that.
According to Forbes, $6.3 billion. Do
you think in 6.3 years it's going to be worth less than 6.3 billion, or do you think it'll be worth the same or more? It'd probably be double that. So it's not as though, well, we better sell now before they're on to us. The jig is up. And no one's going to games anymore. TV doesn't want to do contracts. No advertisers want to be associated with us. So I guess we lost out. we're going to have to file for bankruptcy now because we own the Minnesota Vikings. Why would you sell it? And nobody, and especially, and then, one of the reporters said, seems like I see a lot of the other Wilfs wandering. It's like a poll ad thing. A lot of Wilfs are wandering around. Looks like they're starting to help run the franchise. And Mark said, very observant. They are. Because we're going to keep it in the family. There's no reason to. Why? I still don't understand how the question came up. Maybe I missed something along the way, and I miss a lot. I'm unprepared, unprepared, uninformed, and unprofessional, but I don't know where you would. I mean, I wouldn't sell that team. How great is it to own a football team? How'd you like, Timmy, your sports hockey? How'd you like to own a hockey team?
Oh, I would love it.
Would you?
If I win Saturday night's Powerball, I might get a nice chunk of it.
Let me ask you this. If you owned a team.
Yeah.
And you were in the owner's suite, would you let, like, anybody that's in the booth with you sit on either side of you?
Sure.
Or would you have, so you wouldn't have the chairs right next to you on either side vacant like Craig does?
That would not be a superstition of mine.
Is his a superstition, or is he just like the elbow room?
He made it like he's a very superstitious guy, so I assumed it was.
Okay.
Which, at this stage, when we're 26 years into this and haven't gone to a Stanley Cup final, let's just break that superstition and see what happens.
Yeah.
Let someone sit next to you, Craig.
I would have fun being up in the owners with. I would wear Roman emperor robes. I would look out at the crowd like this. Give to Caesar. Give to common what is common. It'd be so much fun. So, yeah, I thought it was kind of a non-story. And on the financial commitment thing.
Yeah, it is bizarre where that story came from.
Yeah. And we hadn't
heard anything.
No. And where the financial commitment thing came from, because I think they spend to the cap, don't they? Don't most teams?
Well, I think we're $21 million under the cap this year, but.
Well, maybe we're not investing in the team.
There's still time.
Yeah, well, there still is time.
But I think a lot of that, too, is just, Rob Brzezinski manufacturing
dollars and cents, yeah.
Manipulating the cap. Right.
Because, I mean, they obviously invested, again, they got a sweetheart deal with, and I never thought the electronic pull tabs would work. And remember, at first they didn't. People were looking at them and going, what is that? I like to be able to tear my tabs off. I want to be able to go rip them and look at them and then toss them to the side in my little basket. You always have those little baskets. And then I made fun of Lester. You were there. I cheap shotted the Vikings, Lester Bagley, and the entire electronic pull tab thing. Lester said, drinks on the house. And I said, Lester, I quit drinking. Take the money you were going to use to buy my drink and put it to the pull tab shortfall. And everybody laughed.
That was, I've been to a lot of comedy shows in my life. Yeah. I've seen improvised comedy. I've gone to Flop, Sweat, and Tears tour. I've seen Chris Rock. That was the loudest round of laughs I've ever heard in my life. And I've never heard laughs that loud.
But guess who got the last laugh? Lester Bagley.
Yeah.
Because
now what do you think?
Pull tabs have basically, they haven't cured cancer, but I think they've taken.
They went so well, we paid for it ahead of time.
Yeah. I think they've taken care of every financial ill we have. Every financial ill we have is all on. I think we could probably eliminate the national debt if we just put electronic pull tabs in every, 2 cars in every garage, 2 chickens in every pot, 2 bags of pot in every glove box, and 2 pull tab machines in every public facility. Maybe we'd solve all those problems, but. Yeah. Someone said Seahawks just sold for $9.6 billion, and that was the context of the question to Mark Wilf. Yeah. I mean, my neighbor is selling his house. Somebody going to come and ask me if I'm going to sell my house? Well, no, I'm not selling my house. You'll know when it's going to be sold because I'll call the Pomerleau team, Josh Pomerleau, the Pomerleau team at JP William Realty Twin Cities. But just because somebody else is selling something doesn't mean I'm going to sell it.
And in a decade, that thing will be worth $25 billion.
Well, that's it. That's what I'm saying. Why would you wait? You can wait till the very end. Plus, I do think they're planning on handing it down to their kids.
Can they adopt me?
Wouldn't you love to be, your mom or your dad or whatever, to be sold, they own a team, and they go, Tenna, how'd you like to run the team when we're done? You go, that'd be cool. Well, I get to do all the ownership stuff. Sounds great to me. So, yeah, it's not going anywhere. We'll take a break, come back. A very controversial issue. It's not even Viking related, but it's controversial. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Yes, and then at just before 2 o'clock, the legendary one, Mark Rosen, will join us here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
The Common Man.
That's enough. Put down the mic. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working.
Weekdays at noon on The Fan.
I'm having fun. Kennedy's having fun.
Mall of America's summer mystery prizes are back, and we are bringing them to you all summer long. Come grab yours at KFAN events throughout the summer and wherever you see our KFAN street team. Then make sure to redeem them at Mall of America for fun prizes and big discounts. See full list of events at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Text messages accepted at the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. This one says, the Vikings sale question was part of a longer question. The reporter asked, after seeing the Seahawks recently sell for $9.5 billion, have you had any thoughts of selling? Okay, but I don't even know why there would be nothing to lead me to indicate that the Wilfs would be interested in that. Like I said, let's say Tennessee, and I have actually had you over to my place before. Once. That was enough.
That was enough.
But let's say I invited you over to my place, and you notice that my neighbor has a for sale sign in the yard. First thing you'd say is, why don't they have a Pomerleau team for sale sign? And then the second one you would say would be, would you say to me, are you thinking of selling your home? Why would that be a question?
I wouldn't ask you that.
And so just because, teams get sold, maybe not all the time, but teams get sold.
Frequently.
Yeah, they get frequently. So I don't think that all of a sudden I get better start asking the owner in our town if he's thinking about selling his team. Wait till you see him pounding a for sale sign in the TCO Performance Center. Then you can ask the question. Looks like you're selling. Tennessee, when I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, my son was just like me. My boy was just like me. It finally just occurred to me, you were there. We were in our cubicles just before noon, and some of the sales ladies were leaving.
Yeah.
And they said I looked like a banana. And it just dawned on me, I think they were making fun of me. I thought it was a compliment at first. And it's because I'm wearing a yellow shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing a yellow hat. And
Never seen you wear that hat.
I have a collection of hats. I have hundreds of baseball caps. Well, they're actually more golf related because most of our golf logos. This is from the old Mississippi Dunes golf course that no longer exists. It's yellow, and I love the logo. It's a kind of like an oval sideways, and it says Dunes Golf, and then it's got a picture of an old school golfer. I just think it looks cool. Hey, it looks good. Matches. I think I'll do that. And they say they were doing it lovingly. We were doing it. It was nice. We were passing you on a compliment. If we were teasing you, it was just in a gentle way, and it wasn't meant to be. So now I regret going down there and slashing the tires on their cars because that was my reaction when I realized that when I thought they were teasing me. Which reminds me, I saw another story, the Savannah Bananas. You're a big Savannah Banana guy.
Sure, right? Yeah, they're all right.
Are they sort of like baseball's answer to
the Harlem Globetrotters? Yeah.
Yes, we have no bananas. And so they dress in yellow, and then they do dance lines, and they sing, and
we need a football version of the Savannah Bananas.
We have them. They're called the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to be really good. Kyler Murray and McCarthy are both going to be great quarterbacks, and the defense is going to be the best ever. And we're going to have 4 running backs in the backfield all at once, and we're going to finally have a running game, and things are going to be really good for us. This is a story from the weekend, Tennessee. So it's a day late or a dollar short, or a week ahead or a year behind.
I'd say better late than never.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Benches clear in Guardians versus Diamondbacks game after bunt attempt during a perfect game bit. That unwritten rule. Baseball's unwritten rules were broken Sunday afternoon at Progressive Field, at least according to a few members of the Cleveland Guardians. Top of the 6th, Zona utility man Tim Tawa attempted to bunt for a base hit with Guardians ace Gavin Williams working on a perfect game. The bunt attempt went foul, and catcher Pat Bailey took off his mask and had words with Tawa. Brian Rocchio expressed some displeasure from shortstop as well. I think, I read his lips. You know what he said? Hey, your grandma wears army boots. Them thars fighting words, right? Well, then Tawa lined a legit single to right field on the very next pitch to end the perfect game. A few minutes later, game went into a rain delay. And as the grounds crew put the tarp on the field, Guardians third base coach, Rugless, unless they just had a misprint. There's no D there. It says it's R. Rugless. Rugless Oder had words for Tawa. Things escalated to the point of the benches cleared. Here's what Williams said. I don't really have any reaction. It is what it is. I don't really care. My job is to get outs, and that's what I'm trying to do. Now, the writer of the piece says, I understand the unwritten rules, but come on, give me a break. The Guardians led 5-0 at the time, which is a comfortable but hardly insurmountable lead, and the D-backs are in a wild card race. Tawa's playing to win the game. Arizona couldn't do anything against Williams all afternoon, so he was trying to do what he could do to get on base. It's baseball. Bailey and the guards need to chill out. The D-backs manager, Torey Lavala, he said, I'm totally fine with them bunting in the sixth inning of a game. It's either black or white for me. I don't like gray stuff. He asked if he could bunt. We all checked off on it. Said absolutely, and they clearly took exception to that. This is a topic as old as time itself, tend to be about the unwritten rules. They have them in a lot of different sports. Seems like baseball has more than any, though, right? You never try to bunt. If a pitcher has a perfect game going or a no-hitter going. Mm-hmm. But then my question would be, and I kind of, for me, there are some of this, I like some of the unwritten rules, I do. But for me, it's like, well, if the guy gets a 1-2-3 first inning, he's working on a perfect game. It's like, where does it, what point of the game does it go, got to establish the unwritten rule here?
Yeah.
Is it after 3 innings, 5? Apparently, they thought 6th inning. I don't know where that time would be. To me, if you were actually going to put a time on, I would say you got to get through 6. You got to, because a quality start is considered 6 innings. Most pitchers never go 6 innings anymore. So you got to get through 6 in a perfect game, and then I might go, yeah, we don't need to bunt. Would one of you guys just get a base hit naturally? That's what, because I'm almost, to me, throwing on a bunt means, we can't do anything against him today. We have to change things. Maybe we better bunt. Just go up there and get a base hit, which Tawa did. After he tried to bunt, he lined a single on the next pitch. Now, maybe that threw off the pitcher. Maybe the pitcher really didn't expect that because of the unwritten rule stuff. I get the feeling, because you're a try-hard and a sweaty, you're okay bunting 9th inning in a perfect game, right, to get on base.
Well, no? I was going to add to yours that at what point does the score matter, right? If it's a perfect game and it's 1-0 in the bottom of the 9th and you're trying to win the game.
Yes.
That's a lot different. This was a 5-0 game.
Right.
There's a difference between a 1-0 game and a 9-0 game.
Correct.
But if you're trying to win the game, and that's your best chance to get a guy on base, I don't mind you doing it.
Right.
That's the whole point of playing.
But then, and I understand that, and I tend to agree with that logic. But I said this.
I also wouldn't want to break up a perfect game that way, though.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right. Like I wouldn't feel proud of myself.
Right. Well, that's why I'd say if I'm in the dugout and the guy goes, "Can I bunt here?" and I'd go, "No." Would somebody in this dugout please swing away and get a hit? This guy's not Sandy Koufax. He's not Big Unit or Big Hurt. He's not any of these guys. Get a hit. We got to bunt because we can't get a hit off of them.
Well, and the worst part is, usually in baseball, their way of retribution is we're going to throw at the guy.
Yeah.
But he had a perfect game going, so he can't throw at him because then it would be a hit by pitch.
Right.
So that's one of those you keep in your memory bank later on the next time you play them.
Yeah, we'll get
throw at them.
It'll happen in hockey sometimes, right? Hockey? How often does this happen in a season where opening face-off, they drop the gloves?
Well, they also have to fight for clean hits, which I don't understand.
But Isn't that when they do that in hockey? That's happened, right? Where opening face-off of the game, guys will drop the gloves. And my guess is that's something from the game before, right?
Sometimes they do it just to get the crowd going.
Oh, do they really? Yeah. Okay. Almost like all-star wrestling.
Those are the ones I don't like the manufactured fights.
Yeah.
Like, if you are a fighting, old school hockey, fights are important in the game of hockey. There are at least times where I can at least see your point. But just, hey, let's fight at the beginning of the game, get the crowd going. Seems like why are we risking concussions over this? How about you just go out and play hard and get the crowd going?
Common, if your neighbor's house sold for $9.3 billion, wouldn't you think about selling yours? Good point. But $9.3 billion, I tell this to people all the time. After taxes, that's really about 4.5. Then I'm going to buy my mom. Well, my mom passed away. I'm going to buy a house, car, spend, save, invest, use, flaunt. Here's the difference. The Wilfs, I'm trying to tell you, the Wilfs love owning a baseball team or a football team. They're worth how many billion are they worth?
Well, their team's worth over 6.
Yeah. I don't know what they're worth, but it's like, and that team is never going to go down in value. You're having fun owning a team.
That's what I was going to say is, there is no better investment on the planet than owning a National Football League. It's never going down, and it's guaranteed to keep astronomically going up.
And if you're enjoying owning the team, and I think they do,
it says,
I think you like wearing the Emperor's clothes and being in the owner's box and going, give to the Wilfs, what are the Wilfs?
The AI overview, which, you never know what is never not always right, but says Ziggy's worth $5.3 billion. Okay. Leonard's worth $2.2 billion. Mark's worth 2.0, and Audrey's worth 1.1.
Yeah, so they're all worth billions. And then you could say, well, now look at how much they're going to be worth. And familiar with The Wizard of Oz? In all due time, my pretty. It's like I can sell the team whenever I want. You're not going to get me to change my mind. It's a preposterous question. It just is. I don't care. It just is preposterous. So I don't know.
It's not like they, are looking to pay the rent here.
Right.
They need to get some cash.
I just don't understand it.
Not only is the value of the team going to keep going up, they are making money every year off the team as well, like hundreds of millions of dollars. You can't lose money owning an NFL team. No,
you can't. I ran into this story, Associated Press, tend to be Philip Marcello wrote it, Dateline, New York. A school district in a rural corner of upstate New York is hitting pause on plans to deploy an AI-powered humanoid robot in the classroom after state education officials, teachers, and local residents raised concerns, including the maker's ties to a company that produces hyper-realistic sex bots. Exotica sex bots. The Salamanca City Central School District Board approved the nearly $60,000 purchase from Realbotics. Realbotics, with visions that Sally, I think some people call her Saucy Sally. Sally, as the stationary robot with long dark hair, has already been nicknamed, would enhance the education of high school students studying robotics and technology fields. Hey, a robot teaching a robotics and technology field. Wouldn't that be something? Superintendent Mark Beeler said, having a difficult time programming in Arduino board? What the hell is that?
Who?
Arduino. Oh, then it says, don't even know what an Arduino board is? Ask Sally. Go ask Sally when she's 10 feet tall. She'll explain it. The robot also provides opportunities for students to learn how the robot is maintained, how it is updated with new approved content, and how to troubleshoot issues. Bought his news spread, and it spreads like wildfire there. They have Pony Express still in upstate New York. But his news spread in the small community located on the Seneca Nation of Indian Reservation, parents and teachers worried about how students' personal information would be used. Unionized teachers took aim at Realbotics' sex doll sister company, even as district officials on the company itself stressed the two manufacturers operate independently of one another. What if there's a mix-up in the shipment? What if you order Sally, the instructor, and all of a sudden you get... What's a saucy name nowadays? I don't know. Well, you know what I'm saying. What if they get mixed up from Sally?
Destiny.
Yeah, from Sally the instructor to Destiny the sex bot. That's
yeah,
baby. Some problems right there. I mean, because sometimes in shipping and handling, things will happen, right? Melinda Person is a president of the labor union in New York, the New York State United Teachers. A robot built by a company associated with sex dolls has no business in our classrooms. For now, the robot pilot remains on hold. I'd like to actually hold that robot, to be honest with you. For now, the robot pilot remains on hold as the district works through enhanced student data privacy agreements with the state education officials and continues outreach to the community. That's according to a statement the district posted. State Education Commissioner Betty Rosa said she remained concerned about the robot's role in the classroom even after her staff met with district officials. Although you confirmed that the robot would not be any role delivering classroom instruction, a recent presentation of the board characterized the robot as a tutoring platform. And she also echoed residents' concerns about what data privacy and security protections would be in place. Our students don't need robots. They need real relationships with caring adults.
Oh.
Can
a robot handle like bad behavior?
I don't know.
Send someone to the principal's office?
That's possible too. Realbotics added Tuesday that student authentication would be handled through the district's, so everything would be. They're trying to keep everything on the up and up, I guess. Robots, much like what's that bowling? The Spanish are taking over.
And can no longer be ignored.
They can no longer be ignored.
Yeah.
The guy from the Spanish bowling podcast that we listened to one time. Robots are kind of taking over the world. They really are. I mean, we talked about this. Waymo, self-driving Ubers. But if I'm with a teacher, I mean, is $60,000, what does a teacher make nowadays? I guess it depends upon
how long they've been there.
Yeah, district to district, right? $60,000. The robot's never going to call in sick. Robot ain't going to go on strike, I don't think.
Doesn't need vacation time.
Doesn't need any vacation time.
Oh. Don't give I Heard any ideas, by the way.
Though I suppose Sally would have to shop at Victoria's Secret. And you know what the worst part about shopping at Victoria's Secret is? They won't let you try anything on. And you know what? If you don't want me looking in your windows, close your blind. Copyright Will Bauer. So we'll keep you posted. We'll follow that story. Robotics. Mark Rosen, the legendary one, he's waiting in the wings. He will join us next here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Watch my heroes and the TV highlights. Breathless moments.